We're live with Aaron. You just gave me a crazy name for what it is, but you run the Church of Satire, which is a comedy club.
Yep, live comedy venue here in Hanover, PA.
Okay. Tell us more about that.
Well, I wouldn't say I run it necessarily, but I definitely do take care of most of the technical aspect on the background side.
Okay.
As far as setting up for the shows, getting the comics music ready, and just hosting a great time with these comics from out of town and all over the place.
That's awesome. So people travel a good distance for that?
Yeah. I mean, we've had comedians that came from Las Vegas. I mean, across the country. We've actually had one gentleman in the past, Kyle Legacy, and he was from the UK.
Oh, my God.
And that was actually
awesome.
an outdoor venue that we did at a local bar and pub in New Oxford around town.
So do you guys do this in one spot, or do you guys travel? This is a...
Well, it was founded on the vision that we could be a pop-up comedy show wherever anybody wanted one.
Hell yeah.
And we did that for a while, but then the opportunity came to actually have a brick-and-mortar comedy club as a staple right in the center of town. On Broadway, nonetheless. I think that's great.
Yeah. Are you guys where the arcade used to be, or is? Or?
No. We're actually right beside a little diner in town. It's called the Lucky Spot. And more people, I think, would be easier to spot it because it's right across the street from the famous Hot Wiener.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that, but I didn't know if that's what you were going to point out.
Yeah.
Is it actually the famous Hot Wiener?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
It's
right at this terrible, turkey leg.
I know where it is, yeah.
Intersection, yeah.
Have
Or
you never
turkey
eaten
foot,
it?
I guess
I
it's called.
haven't, actually. Should I? I don't really like hot dogs.
That's okay. I personally recommend the egg sandwich, and you gotta get a milkshake, dude.
A milkshake.
You gotta
with my
get a
egg
milkshake.
A
sandwich.
milkshake and egg sandwich at famous Hot Wiener.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So, you were talking about brick and mortar, but I know when I was there before, I haven't been actually at the new place for a show. I was there off, obviously, before you were doing a show. But before that, you were recording in a building, live streaming and doing shows.
Yeah. Yep. That was actually out of one of my boss's local vape shops. After hours, we would set up shop at South Hanover Vapes in South Hanover, and we would pretty much have a full 90-minute showcase of local aspiring talent and also some pretty large names in local talent from DC, Baltimore area. And then that's really where we got our start as far as the Church of Satire is concerned.
But it was a lot like you were talking about, pop-up. It was temporary. It got put up and you tear it down at the end of the night. But
once we started to build a small following from doing the vape shop shows, we were doing stuff with the Hershey Lodge and doing different pubs and restaurants. If they had a catering room or something, we would be called in to do events, and we would just bring world-class talent from
really cool.
surrounding areas that people never even knew about, but it was always an awesome show.
Yeah. And you can still do that even though you have a location now, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
You can move around and pretty much go wherever you want.
Yeah, and really with current events going on, it's really tested us to the flexibility of what we're capable of as
Parking
a company.
lots and big open rooms.
Yeah.
And
Honestly,
less people.
Yep, you just give us a space and say, yeah, you can do that, and we'll get something set up.
That's really cool, though, that you're you're taking on the challenge of it.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, I just lost my train of thought there. So you guys still are popping up and moving around pre-COVID, but you do have a brick and mortar location, correct?
Yes, that's it's 106 Broadway in Hanover, and it's the Church of Satire. However,
it's not a real church.
Yeah,
just to be clear,
we stick to that hashtag.
It does have pews.
Now, do you guys mostly do is it all booked people, or you guys do like open mic nights and stuff like that, or?
Actually, I forget what the frequency of the open mics are, but we were starting to do it consistently every other to every week because it gained so much popularity. But as far as it goes, Fridays and Saturdays are strictly reserved as showcases. So the comedians are tested and tuned. Our headliners are always fire. The only area that you'd really see a little bit of maybe lack thereof or just still needs time to grow is potentially sometimes in our guest spots. Because generally it's just a 5-minute set. They're still getting their feet wet in the industry, but they're still like their timing's definitely solid enough that we're just gonna be like, yeah, that's
Well, and especially it's a new setting, or you come into a place you're not expecting, like, oh, I got up on stage and now it's completely different than it was before.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, everybody needs practice
Yeah.
everywhere they go too. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's constantly getting better. Have you been to Harrisburg's Comedy Club? I feel like we talked about that the other day, but I can't remember.
I actually haven't.
Comedy Zone.
Yes.
Boomerang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love it.
My exposure to other comedy clubs is none.
Really?
Yep.
That's
I
crazy.
know the thing that I do is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't know how it stacks up to other clubs and how they functionally run things.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you one of the weirdest things is like when we're putting on a show, I'm putting on a show too. So I'm getting the music ready for the comedians. I'm going to bring them out to the music to kind of hype
Right.
everybody up and make them feel like it's not just dead air that they got to
Yeah.
hurry up and rush the process, because I really do just want these guys to have fun and relax. But with that, when I would in the week before a show, we have a group chat and we're just talking like, okay, this is when you be at the venue.
It's like all the comedians, everybody that's involved.
Yep,
right?
absolutely. And the photographer for the club, which is my father.
Your dad's awesome.
Yeah. But we're always talking, and generally it comes down to where I'm like, okay, guys, hey, before the shows, I need your music selections to get ready and download before you're up.
Right.
And a lot of them don't even get back to me, at least in the first parts of
All
coming
right, Barbie
up.
girl it is.
Yeah, and honestly, it did. I actually gave one comedian Elmo because he wouldn't pick.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
So he was not happy.
I'm sure.
And actually, recently he just did another show with us outdoors, and I played Power Rangers for him.
That's cool.
Because
I wouldn't mind
he's
that.
just a short little guy, but he's awesome.
Oh my
That's my man Sam Cobb. But yeah, as far as the music goes, everybody's just so befuddled that I'm downloading music and I'm bringing them up to music, and they're like, "That's just, it's not really a thing."
Oh, really?
You're gonna walk in like completely quiet?
Yeah.
They do that at Harrisburg.
Exactly, and that's what I'm being told. They're like, yeah, the audience is just clapping and the comedians are coming up, and I was like, that's great, but what happens if you don't have a responsive crowd? Then
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
just
And then it's real weird.
Yep.
Especially if you're broadcasting it, it makes it really weird.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it
Well,
can throw comedians.
I would say at Harrisburg, they don't have a green room. They don't have any room behind where they come out onto the stage.
Okay.
They just come up from the side and up onto stage. So they usually come and like sit at a table. And
Right.
wait.
Yeah,
You
there's
guys-
there's 2 entrances to get in there, and they usually have the one blocked off, and they all
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of typically hang out in that back right or left
Right,
corner.
but they're in
yeah.
the room with you.
Yes.
Where they are, they actually have a green room behind the stage.
Oh, that's
where
amazing.
Where you
Yeah.
walk out and you come around to the stage.
Oh, that's really cool.
So
And that's
you
like
can-
kind of nice because then you can speak openly with other comics
Right.
and like really get yourself comfortable.
Well, like you
Especially-
can prep and hang out with everybody back there and get your shit together. You can even walk out of the green room and still be behind the backdrop, I guess.
Yeah.
Is what you call
Yep.
it, right?
And that's where the comedians will stage. Like once whomever's up on stage gets the light, whether it's a 5-minute light or 2-minute, whatever, it just means finish up whatever you're doing. But at that point, that's when the next comedian is, the host again is staged up.
Okay.
Host comes out, brings up the next, but it's just an ongoing cycle of somebody's always staged in the back, and then they come out, and it's just a really smooth operation with how we have the room set up, and that's really convenient because I mean, we got a occupancy at the moment of 50 guests.
Okay.
So it's not a big room, but it is a fun room for sure.
Have you guys ever had like Shane Gillis there or anything?
Not any super huge crazy names.
Well, Shane's local though, isn't he? Like I'm pretty sure he started out at Harrisburg Comedy Club.
I honestly don't know who it is. So
You don't know
Yeah.
who Shane Gillis is?
I'll be honest. Since Church of Satire started, I mean, we're up into the hundreds of shows.
Okay.
And with anywhere from in our early days, we were doing like 8 to 10 comedians a night.
Wow.
Now our standard showcases now are 3. Sometimes we'll have specials where we have like 4. But I mean, I've seen and met so many awesome people.
Mhm.
It just becomes this flashy blur of
Yeah. No, you
I've
guys
just met some
oh, that
really cool
person.
people.
You
Oh,
would
yeah,
you
that
would
person,
know
yeah.
Shane Gillis if you met him because he was like all over the news last year because he had got signed to Saturday Night Live and then somebody dug up an old tweet of his and he got fired right away and next thing you know Bill Burr, Joe Rogan, everybody was like up in arms about it. They're like it's an old tweet. Who gives a shit what he said
Right.
in 2012 or 2009 like the whole stand-up comedy. I mean, big names, everybody was sticking up for this guy. It was crazy. But I'm pretty sure he's from like the Harrisburg area. I could be wrong, but yeah, I know he's from Pennsylvania.
And I mean, Jim Bryan, owner and booker for the club. I mean, he's the network that kind of holds it together and keeps this fresh talent rolling through. I'm just the guy that writes down their music and makes sure everybody sounds good.
Hey, that's
when
awesome,
it comes
though.
to
He's also really cool. He takes a lot of shit from people,
Yeah.
and he takes it really well.
sometimes.
Who's giving you shit? The comics or like?
Well, him
And
and
we got a call.
no, him and the owner.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the backdrop when you guys were at South Hanover was just a giant picture of his
Oh,
face.
yeah, dude, that was I think that was a king size sheet.
Yeah.
That one of the owner's friend's wife did a sketch of his head in a cartoon
So
style.
he has like this big beard,
Mm-hmm.
and the backdrop was an entire full-size sheet of just his face with his beard and said Church of Satire, and that's what people were in front of the whole show. So like you
Yep.
can't not get made fun of when
Speaking
your
of
face is the backdrop.
speaking of the
But he takes
backdrop,
it really well.
the our new backdrop for our traveling shows is absolutely masterful. So we have this crazy broken furniture like backdrop for the club.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been printed onto a sheet of vinyl that rolls up into this base.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we literally just pull this screen up, hook it, and
So it's like you're
it's
at the club.
it's the backdrop for the
awesome.
club.
Okay. That's really
That's
cool.
amazing.
So their backdrop is, like you said, it's just like broken furniture.
Yeah.
I think there's like a guitar in there, and everything's painted like matte black, like the walls in here.
That's amazing.
So it looks like it blends together, but you can like pick things out when you're really looking at it.
That's.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I gotta come check out a show then for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We should all go sometime.
We're
should.
gonna
We got a lot of places we gotta go now.
Yes.
we're gonna hide some stuff in the backdrop just so that way, like, if comedians get curious and start opening the drawers and shit, like a little flag will pop out and just be like,
Leave a
"Pew."
dildo in there, you know, something.
something just obscure.
That's amazing.
That's cool. So what else have you been up to other than obviously that?
I just do a lot of work in my personal shop at home. Restore some vehicles and just fix family and friends' broken shit.
Yeah, I know you've had a couple of project cars. You had one recently.
Yeah, that was a fun one. So that was a 1971 Oldsmobile Cutlass.
Ooh.
And she was in really rough
It
shape.
was rough.
In fact, everybody that I took over to the garage was like, I'm not even sure shops would use this as a parts car. I mean,
And this is no offense to you, but even when you were done, I still looked at it and went, I don't know.
yeah, no, we had a long way to go still. We're slowly gathering parts. But
Is it still in your shop?
no,
Oh,
no. Okay.
You did haul it out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing is the day it got trailered into the shop and dropped off, it had no motor in it because I had rebuilt the motor already and it was ready to go back in. I just literally had everything else to do. And then my buddy that owns the car and I were joking, and somehow I was just like, or he said about doing it in 60 days before his birthday. And I was just like, well, if you got the cash to back the statement, sure. So
There's one way to do that.
that joke quickly turned into a bet, and then that bet pretty much right away became a pain in my ass because I realized that I just said I was going to half restore this vehicle in 60 days and drive it back home, which is equivalently maybe 15 miles from my house.
Which, do you have your own shop, too?
It's my garage at my house.
That's
but
so cool, though.
I've prepared it as a shop to pretty much handle whatever I want to throw at it.
That's awesome.
But actually, within the first week of that rebuild, it was either day 7 or 8, but the rebuilt motor was sitting in a fully painted engine bay within a week.
That's awesome.
Oh, my God.
And day 59, I took it home just to say I could do it one day sooner than what the original bet was. So 59 days, half restoration to this Oldsmobile Cutlass that we have since dubbed the COVID Cutlass. And he thought I was joking.
Demonetized.
Man.
But you didn't just do engine work. You didn't just do like little repairs here and there. You did a lot of electrical work. You replaced whole quarter panels on the rear end.
Yeah.
Fuck all that.
Yeah.
Whole quarter panels?
I just started cutting
Like
into
cut
her.
and re-weld new quarter panels.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
I
Yep.
know what that entails. That's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Danny wants to cut less.
Ha!
Was that an emo joke?
No, Cutlass.
Okay.
I'm really glad I'm not the co-host.
Wow. What do you mean? What's that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean, Hunter?
This is where you get the Eric Andre show, Uncomfortable Silence, where it cuts back and forth between the both of us, and you keep saying like, "What does that mean?"
What's that mean?
Okay.
So quarter panels.
Yeah, the whole quarter panels, I cut both sides off and slapped new ones on,
Yeah.
weld them up. Pretty much the entire wiring system got ripped out. I refabricated it to not necessarily like how a street car should be, but it's probably it's a street legal go-kart at this point.
Unless somebody wanted to replace the entire body of that, I don't think there was a way to really do what you would normally do to a street car repair with just body panels.
Yeah, no, the
you would have just had to pull everything off the chassis and just start over.
Yeah, and I honestly do believe that the body to the car was tweaked from an accident that didn't become apparent until the second quarter panel was being cut, because we just went from like metal to damn near an eighth to
all
a
of a sudden the metal starts moving apart as you're cutting it. You're like, oh, there's some pressure here.
It was a good eighth to a quarter inch of just body filler. That was like, ugh. So I get the whole project
So
done.
it's going from sparks to dust.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I get the whole project done, and the very last thing I'm working out is the rear bumper and the lighting, and it becomes very apparent that there is a crazy gap on the passenger side between the body and the rear bumper, and it's not straight,
Yeah.
but it's drivable, and it did. It went good 55 miles an hour and did a solid standing burnout in the square of town. So that was awesome.
That's gnarly.
Yeah,
Which you definitely did not do, right?
No,
Yeah,
I wasn't.
know.
I wasn't even driving
Okay,
it.
perfect.
I
Okay.
was leading.
Just want to cover all our bases.
Yeah. I was leading. I actually had the hood of the vehicle in my truck on the way to the destination.
That's awesome. Nice. Yeah, and I know you were live streaming a bunch of that while you were working on it, right?
Yeah.
That's all
Just
it
on
is.
Facebook.
Yeah, I actually started. It's funny. It actually started more so as my phone is out of memory. Where do I put all these pictures of the cool projects I work on? So then I made
Facebook
a.
counts.
Yep, exactly. Except I made a specific Facebook page for my garage. I just call it Garage X. Because they're either garage projects or garage rejects, so Garage X just fits the bill.
Nice.
You need your own TV show for that.
Yeah, we're not ready for specific names yet without TV shows.
Just Garage X. That's your TV name right there, man.
Hell yeah. I just need some shirts now.
Only thing is that, like, since it's a TV car show, you just got to start looking real douchey. Like every other TV, like, God, it's annoying because you want to watch it, but it's like, dude, I can't take the.
They all have to have a gimmick. I mean,
They don't though. They don't.
but all the popular ones had a gimmick, like the American Chopper, OC Chopper, whatever
Yeah.
it was. All of that had like the we're outlaw gimmick. Like I got tattoos and wear tank tops and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I fucking hate.
Yeah.
Like, just can we get a
but
TV
that's-
show?
But that's what drives everybody in, and like Pimp My Ride.
That's
it's
what
like
drives
everybody's
me
just
away.
Yeah.
outrageous.
That's
well,
what drives me away.
the build process, I feel like TV is just like nobody gives a shit
Yeah,
about
you
the
have to
build
hold people's
process.
attention.
What about the drama of building this?
Like if a whole episode was just 1 hour of just you doing rebuild on an engine without talking, no one would watch it.
Do you know? Because you can make it satisfying, and like the internet has proven that to us now. Like, do you guys ever watch rebuild videos of like people finding old rusty shit
On the
It could
internet,
be
yeah.
an iron?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If you film it in the right way, you can make it interesting, and that's what like your fucking TV. You should know that.
Musty number 1 on YouTube is one I watch all the time. Just some strange, like, middle-aged guy. He just takes a lawnmower from somebody's trash, and then he makes 3-hour-long videos of him just talking to himself and trying to fix it. And I watch them all. They're all just amazing.
What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with him? And then also, what the fuck is wrong with you
It's
for
amazing.
watching that?
He just drives by somebody's trash and he's like, "Oh, there's a generator. Wonder if it starts." And he'll get out and like check the fuel, and, like pull it to make sure it's not seized.
Does he film him driving?
Yeah.
Sure.
And then he
all right,
just
look, if
puts
I,
it in the back of his truck and he takes it home and then he cleans out the fuel system and he checks the spark plug and he makes sure it's not seized. And
if I'm sitting out front of my house and I see a guy pull up and he's filming him taking stuff out of my trash, I'm gonna be really concerned. Actually, no, fuck. Sunday, I'm chilling on my couch. The doorbell rings. I look at Luke and I'm like, somebody's supposed to be here? Nah. Creepy old dude had like 4 teeth standing at my front door. I open up the door and I'm like, can I help you?
he's like, "Hey, are these kids out here yours?"
God. No, there's this. I threw my TV away because it broke. I got a new one. And this dude's like, yeah, is TV work? And I'm like, no, it's broken. That's why it's in the trash, sir. And he's like, oh, what's wrong with it? I'm like, it just doesn't fucking turn on. Like, it just does. It's 15 years old. Like, it just doesn't turn on. I'm sorry. And he's like, well, can I take the power cable? I'm like, yeah, I don't give a shit.
It's garbage. Yes.
Yes, go for it. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, you know the trashman won't take that. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like,
Well, then it works. So go ahead and take it.
Yeah, I was like, I've seen people take them all the time, like, or the trash men take them all the time. I'm pretty sure I've thrown one away before, and they took it. He's like, well, I haul them away for like $100. I'm like, yeah, I know where the Dauphin County dump is, buddy. It's 5 minutes away.
And
Like,
it's like $20 a ton
yeah.
to just throw shit in there.
Well, he's like,
Yeah.
well, they'll charge you, and I was like, yeah, but they're not going to charge me $100. And he's like, oh, well, like, what's your work schedule like? Are you going to be able to meet their hours? And I'm like,
So what he's trying to do is just get a free TV and also get $100 from you.
I was like, once he started asking about my work schedule, I was like getting really uncomfortable. I'm like, is this guy like casing the place to try and like fucking break in? Because he made another comment. He's like, oh yeah, I could see your new big TV through the window there. And I'm thinking about
Yeah,
it.
you got some real nice cars out back.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. And I'm like, all right, hold on. I know every blind in my house is closed right now. And the only way, if he saw my living room TV, which isn't anything crazy,
Right.
it's big, but it's nothing crazy. But like, I don't think from the front door you can see my TV, can you?
No.
Yeah.
'Cause it's immediately a wall that comes out to the throughway.
I mean, if you got like the right angle on it, maybe you could. But that just creeped me the fuck out. And I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I work remotely, so I'm home a lot. Like, it's kind of
I'm
play
here
the
all the
story.
time with my AR in the living room. And demonetized times 2.
But yeah, no, that's. How did we get to that? We were talking about crazy psycho people taking things out of people's trash. Sorry.
I don't know if that's what we were talking
yeah,
about.
I think that's what you were talking about.
No,
but I
that's
don't
what
know.
Hunter was talking about. The YouTuber taking shit out of
Yes.
people's trash.
Yeah. So
Does he have teeth? Is it that guy that I met?
No, he has teeth. It's
Okay.
it's just some real strange guy. He drives like old vehicles around that he fixed up that he got for free. And
Still sounding the same.
Yeah. Does he wear overalls? He sounds like an overall kind of guy.
He might actually.
Can you send me one of these videos?
Yeah. The creepier part is that video that I was talking about explicitly was the one where he picks up that generator. He's actually driving into like a no outlet cul-de-sac in the pitch black dark and he's using like a flashlight to look at things, and then he just loads it in the back of his
Dude,
truck.
fuck that. I'm at the end of no one grabbing a gun. Fuck that.
Daryl's
I mean,
out
he's
there
just
stealing my trash
just-
again.
No, it's just like, don't do that.
He's just taking your trash for free. I mean,
I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that.
I used to do that as a kid. You remember trash cleanup day?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been
remember
like-
that
Spend like
wild,
4 hours out there just taking shit out of people's trash.
that wild boom box we found that one year. I think
Yep.
I still have it. It's up in my attic.
Like one speaker didn't work for a while.
Yeah. And then Luke left it out in the rain.
Yep.
Still got it, though.
Hey, remember that knife I bought at a flea market?
Fuck you. God damn it.
Anyway, why don't we come back to
Hunter
this?
stabbed me.
Yeah. As children,
As
unintentionally.
children, unintentionally. He did hit an artery, and I lived. I'm still here.
It was
back-
awesome.
Can we go back to the Church of Satire?
Yeah.
So the Church of Satire.
That was a long time ago.
That was, yeah.
Like 4 topics ago. So,
Oh, not
At
you stabbing
least.
me.
no,
Okay.
we will come back to this, though. So you guys still do Friday and Saturday nights every week, even with what's going on, right?
That is correct. So right now we've moved club operation out to Get Memorial Library, which I'm pretty sure it's still on the same road. You can literally turn left out of the club and stay on the same road and end up at our outdoor venue.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
So you're not doing any indoor shows.
not for the remainder of the summer, which is
Okay.
concluding at the end of this
So
month.
pretty soon, yeah.
Yeah. So
You
right
could probably run it into September, you think?
Hard to say. It's whatever the agreement with the venue is
Yeah.
between the owner and the owner.
right.
Makes sense.
But yeah, that's the only unfortunate part about just having the sound tech here is you just the inner workings you get.
The real details.
You're right.
Wait, so are you using all of your own gear, or is it like...
It's all the club's gear that
Okay.
we've accumulated throughout the years, just doing these shows.
I'd say it seemed like a slow build up from when you guys were doing the South Hanover Vape shows. It was like a slow build up of like, well, we have some of this, we have some of this, we have some of
Yep.
this. We're just slowly building things like getting more microphones and
Yeah.
getting a better soundboard and getting better microphone cords. And
It slowly got to the point where it was like so much that it was a son of a gun to transport it
Right.
all and get it to where it's going and then set it up, tear it down, and
I just remember the
keep
process
things
of
of not getting
wrapping up,
damaged.
wrapping up every single cord and pulling the GoPros out of the ceiling tiles every
Yep.
time. Yeah.
But these outdoor shows are absolutely no different. You do it a couple times and then it just becomes a well-oiled machine where
Yeah.
we roll up. I'm there at least 2.5 to 3 hours before each show
Wow.
for setup. But I also have to run down to the club, load up the gear, run back to the venue, set up, and
Leave extra time in case you forget something or
absolutely.
something's fucked up.
The couple weeks ago, I actually forgot my laptop, and without
jeez.
that, there is no sound. So I don't know how I forgot that, but it happened. But yeah, we got shows coming up here next couple of weeks. But the 28th and the 29th of August is going to be our last outdoor show for the summer, for what I understand. To then we will just have to see about when we're going to reopen the club.
Okay.
But as far as it goes, it's been a great time. I wish we could have got into doing these outdoor shows earlier in the summer.
Right.
But everything's just such a mess.
It is.
So we did what we could, and we're doing it now. So, and it's great to have people come out and laugh and feel safe, and still really enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
In this whatever the new normal is.
Now,
Nice.
are you guys still doing open mics or just the Fridays and Saturdays?
Just Friday and Saturday showcases. At the moment, the open mics have been suspended. So once the club's back open, I'm sure we're gonna be going back to open mics as soon as possible because people are missing it.
It's fun to watch because they do them every Thursday at Harrisburg, which I used to do. Well, I didn't do stand. I used to go and watch, but it's free. It's a good time. You can sit there, have a few beers and dinner, and
Right.
get some laughs. And don't get me wrong, there's a few people there that are they're getting better. There's a few people there that are like, "Why are you here?" Like we
Right.
all saw that joke on Facebook last week. Like,
That's how like every open mic for anything is though. Like,
but it's fun to have that mix. I
Right.
think that's what makes it
Right.
special. You know, I'm not shitting.
Right.
Like I'm not trying to shit on like the
is this
shitty people.
is this guy gonna bomb or is he gonna be really good?
Yeah, exactly.
But,
and that's the thing. When you get the guy that you think's gonna bomb and fucking crushes it,
Yeah.
that's always great.
The weird thing is like our closest comedy clubs is Harrisburg and then down into Frederick.
Right.
And with that, live comedy is still a new concept for our town, Hanover.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of
so
the
are
times
a lot of things.
it's the customers are still learning how to be a responsive crowd.
Right.
And we didn't know what open mic would give to us, whether it was just going to be a couple folks here, but it went from like twice a month to every week, and then building more people in every week as the process became more polished. So there's definitely an awesome local upcoming in live comedy, and it's really great to be a part of that and see that grow in town.
I think you guys are definitely going to be the start of that infrastructure for sure.
Yeah, that would be really cool. It's great to just be different, and that's why like I don't pay too much attention to what the others are doing.
Right.
I really only care about what I'm doing, and if the people that paid to be entertained are being entertained, and if they're having a good time, that's all I'm concerned with.
Cool. You guys want to take a quick break?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, we'll be back.
Swiggity.
And we're back. That was only a few seconds for you.
I thought I was bringing back in. All right, Hunter.
Nice.
I'm bringing you back in now.
Okay, we're back
Good.
in.
I'm glad
Go ahead.
we're at it.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
And you had something to talk about.
I did.
You had seeds.
Yeah, so Arkansas, Arkansas, however the fuck you want to
Arkansas?
say it. Arkansas. Yeah, that's another way to say it.
Yeah.
Apparently something strange was going on regarding Chinese seeds. Not the Chinese seeds you are probably thinking of. Apparently people in Arkansas were receiving unsolicited packages of seeds in the mail, addressed to them, to their address, with no real background as to where they were coming from. They were being advised by the local government, obviously not to plant them. They're coming from a mystery source.
Plant that bitch.
Somebody did. At least one person did that they're aware of. The department staff performed an unofficial identification of the plant and determined that it was, I don't know how to pronounce that. Common name is wax gourd, wintermelon, or Chinese watermelon. Out of an abundance of caution, the plant material was incinerated, wrote Arkansas Department of Agriculture Public Information Manager Anna Thrash in an email. So apparently a lot of people received these unsolicited packages. More than 9,000 emails from private citizens throughout the country have been sent to the USDA regarding unsolicited seeds. They have recovered 925 seed packages so far, which is just crazy to me.
Oh, my God.
But apparently at least one guy, received a strange package in the mail, opened it up, it was unmarked seeds from China, and he decided, I'll just plant these. And that'll be fine.
I probably would have too, though.
Get
like,
the miracle
maybe not in
grow.
my backyard, but
So-
like in a pot.
So my concern would be...
I can't see you just randomly planting anything.
Chris, do you know how much yard work I do? I would love to do that.
My
All right.
concern would be this is a setup of some sort, and I'm about to commit a felony as soon as this plant sprouts.
Like marijuana.
Like anything. I got an unmarked package in the mail addressed to me. I didn't order anything. I
How
don't
do
know
they
where
know
it
it's
came
from China? Is there like a...
Well, I'm assuming there's some Chinese address, but there's no way to trace it back. If they just drop it off the post office.
I was going to say, because it's
But
clearly not a return
But if
address.
but if there's a tracking number, they can see like, oh, it came from a post office in China. Also, it'll say like Chinese mail on it because it'll have all the stamps
Yeah,
coming in from China.
true.
I actually talked to the owner at my company this morning about this, and he said he read something else. Also, don't know if this is true.
Speculation.
Said it was someone committing fraud on Amazon trying to raise their Amazon rating so that they would be more highly rated on Amazon and get more traffic to their website. So what they were doing was spoofing packages that were really cheap and lightweight. And then as soon as they would get received and proof of delivery was sent, they would intercept that email with a fake email address and then give themselves 5-star ratings. And then they'd become like Amazon's choice or like the highest rated product.
They got the buy
on
box.
Amazon. Yeah.
That's. I'm not mad.
So it's not a terrible setup, but what a weird way to go about it.
I mean, it's super cheap. You're shipping seeds that weigh nothing.
Right. And it's probably indiscriminate enough that somebody's probably going to open it and be like, oh, what the, like, is this some kind of fucking joke, and just throw it away. But apparently some 3,000 people apparently called about it, and 925 people had it picked up by their local government.
What?
One guy apparently planted them in the ground.
It just takes over the whole house.
And then
And the fucking plant from Super Mario just starts growing out of
and
the
then the
house.
state came to incinerate it.
Incinerate it?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
No,
Is
that's
that-
what they said. Yeah. Because it's foreign. I mean, it's only known to South and Southeast Asia. So this is a plant that they don't know anything about that could potentially be.
Well, yeah, but we have plenty of plants that did not originate here that are here. I had banana trees at my house where I grew up
Right,
in Pennsylvania.
but with the background where this is being received.
Is it
makes you-
coronavirus? Is
no,
that
no,
what
but
is?
it makes you think coronavirus plants.
It's the invasiveness
Is that number
of
3?
the species.
Demonetized
Is
number
that-
3? Is that what that is? Okay.
Is that are they invasive? Is that a fact?
Well,
that-
that's
but
the
con-
concern.
right, that's the
Oh,
concern.
Like bamboo.
Kind of like
Yeah.
bamboo, but I mean,
bamboo's very invasive.
but like it could be anything. They could choose like something that's poisonous, and now 3,000 people have seeds for it.
Is it poisonous? Do we know?
I don't know.
It got
We should-
incinerated.
Apparently, it's some
out.
kind of wax gourd or something, which is probably inert. But I'm sure the seeds are cheap, which is probably why they picked it.
Didn't you
But
say something about watermelons earlier, though?
Yeah.
Yeah. There were 3 different names. One of them was wax gourd. One of them was
Oh.
Chinese
Wait,
watermelon.
you can get watermelon that's not inert?
What is a nerd?
Is it going to explode?
No.
It would be cool to have square watermelons like become more of a thing
Yeah,
here.
Those are pretty cool.
I would
Is
really
that the
like
Japanese that grow them in boxes?
that. I believe
It's
so.
like a plastic case more than anything. They do it
Yeah.
with like apples and pears too.
yeah.
You guys ever see that picture? It was like a store or a gas station was selling clementine slices packaged in plastic, unpeeled. And somebody was like, wow, if only there was like a biodegradable case that it only grew in.
Like maybe if you just didn't slice it.
Right? Like it's insane. Like, okay, we're gonna like reduce our waste and our, how much trash we make every year, but we're also gonna start taking something that's naturally wrapped and then wrapping it in plastic.
Here's a peeled apple that we've heat shrunk with plastic to keep it from getting brown. Yeah.
That is a wild concept, though, but very valid
Right?
because of how disposable everything's become.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not littering if you throw a banana peel out the window. It's biodegradable.
Depends on if it's a
it
bad
is a
day.
weird gray area
True.
because does
If
that
there's a sticker on it, then you're littering.
does it
Yeah,
count?
but really.
But does it count the same if you're mowing your yard onto the road?
Yeah, but there's an actual danger to that.
There isn't
Ah.
a danger to a banana peel being on the. Have you played Mario Kart?
Nice.
It's been a minute, but
Yeah.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah, don't throw your banana peels on the road, obviously, but
Yeah,
it's not
and
really
and just-
littering.
And just put the guard down if you must mow with the direction of the road, just mulch it. There's no need to blow
Dude,
it into
mine
the road.
still throws that shit out there. I have a bagger on mine, and it still throws my grass all over the sidewalk.
Sidewalk is different, especially if you're going to clean it up.
Yeah,
I think the quality of the mower is at hand of
Yeah,
that suggestion.
that's also true. Yeah,
Because there's plenty of times I've been out riding and someone is just actively just mowing directly onto the road. Like chute open, headphones on, don't give a shit,
mm-hmm.
just mowing right onto the road.
Dude, I saw a post on Facebook the other day, and like I know we talk against like cancel culture a lot, and like I don't really like people getting called out, especially personally on like social media and stuff. There's some guy going down Susquehanna Trail in York, and there's some guy out there mowing his lawn and just blowing all of his clippings out into the road, and this guy was out riding his bike, and this is all going off of what he said.
Right.
But what he said is that he pulled in the guy's driveway and, flagged him down and was like, hey, I'm not sure if you're aware, but it's very dangerous for you to, blow your clippings out on the road.
Yeah.
For motorcycles, it's like us hitting black ice, and we will go flying. Like,
Right.
it is very deadly to us. The guy's like, I don't give a shit. Fuck motorcycles. Fuck motorcycle drivers. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, how can you be that ignorant, dude?
Dude.
I don't understand that.
I had people, though, like, so you remember my dad's house and how there's, like, a ditch that runs the whole front of it. So, like, we used to mow that ditch because otherwise it would turn into weeds.
Right.
And the only way for me to mow it, to actually mow that part, was to drive the mower down the one way where when you mowed the one side of it, it did spit it onto the road. But, like, actively as I was mowing, people would actually, like, yell at me sometimes for it. And I was like, what do you want me to do? Like, for me to mow it, I still have to blow it there first.
Yeah, I guess so. 'Cause
You know what I
have that
mean?
really deep ditch, so
Yeah.
you can't go from the other way.
Yeah.
You would have to go up on the road and then dip in.
Yeah, I used to just mow it
But
and
it's a
then
sharp bend.
drive back down the road with the blades on to blow it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
Even
that's true.
even where I
as
lived
long as you clean it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even where I lived before, it was a no outlet, so there wasn't a lot of traffic. But I would do the same thing. Like if I had to mow to the edge,
Mhm.
even though I'd mow on the non-shoot side, it would still, it's still going to blast out.
Yeah.
So I'd just go along and blow it right back. Sure, you hit a stone or two, but whatever.
It blows my mind how much people do not like motorcycle riders or drivers, whatever you want to
That's
call
why I
them.
wouldn't stop in somebody's driveway. That's really asking for it.
Yeah, but like,
You just get a finger on the way past and a finger on the way back.
but
That's
at
all
least
I
you
get,
tried, and you could potentially save a life doing it. That's the reason why I would stop. Because if you have, think about it this way: you ride past it, you don't see anything, and then later on the news, you see that somebody slipped on that, went headfirst into another car. You're gonna be like, "Wow, I even thought to do something I did, and
Yeah.
that person died." Like that's so I can understand why the guy would stop and do
That's
that.
fair.
But
Yeah.
I do not understand the ignorance of people when having it nicely explained to them, and I can understand where maybe the guy felt like threatened because it was clearly an older guy. He made it that clear in the post as well. A younger guy who was still in his 40s was like, "Hey, you shouldn't do that." It's that whole inferior thing.
Right.
But
Right.
I mean, I've even had experiences where I was with coworkers, and like this guy was really nice. I used to work with, and he was a older guy in his 60s, and we're stuck in traffic on the highway one time. This guy is the guy's being an asshole. He's flying up the shoulder on his motorcycle, not smart. And this guy flies past us. I'm like, oh shit, and he goes, oh man, I should have swerved over and fucking hit him. And I'm like, whoa,
See,
dude, not fucking cool. Like, I get that guy's an asshole,
Right.
but he's not hurting anybody. And like, are you fucking God? Do you deserve to take that man's life? Fuck you. Like, I actually
wouldn't-
said that to him.
I wouldn't
All-
actively swerve over, but would I park on the shoulder to keep people from passing? Sure.
I don't give a shit. If you want to do that, fucking go for it, buddy.
We're-
If it's gonna make your day better, I don't care. I get it. We're all stuck in this
But we're
bullshit
all
together.
having a shitty time. This is what I say to people in grocery stores right now. Like, it's a fucking nightmare. We're all having a shitty time. It's not just you.
I get-
Everybody's having a shitty time.
Grocery stores aside, like the traffic situation, but you never know what that person's going through. Is their wife in labor? Are they trying to rush somebody to the ER?
That's
you
true.
know, that's why I
On
never
a
bought them.
motorcycle?
I
At the
get that.
grocery
Well,
store?
yeah. No, not on a motorcycle.
My wife's in labor.
At
Get
the
on the motorcycle, honey.
Yeah, like if I see a car flying up the shoulder, I'm like, all right, look, they're probably an asshole. Am I
Yeah.
going to block them just in case there is an emergency?
Right,
No.
right.
Like, I don't know.
I get that too. I just always assume the worst, which is probably a downfall of my.
A lot of people assume
Personality,
the worst about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, it's very common, and I think it's like something we should probably change. We're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of assuming the worst. It's kind of like anxiety 101 is your mind just assuming the worst.
But just
Like-
assume everybody else is having as shitty or worse a time than you are, and we'll all get along better.
Yeah, like I'll make a speculation about somebody or about something, and somebody will be like, well, why do you say that about this? Isn't that kind of rude? I'm like, no, you're assuming the worst of my statement.
Right.
I'm saying that it's still annoying, none the fucking less.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right. Well, are you done with your seeds? I
think I'm done with that.
You done with your seeds?
Yep.
Okay. I'm done with the motorcycles. Do you have anything you want to plug before we cut this?
I mean, we just got for the remainder of the summer, aside from this weekend, the 28th and the 29th and the weekend before that.
Of August.
Yes. We'll be having our shows at Git Memorial Library in Hanover.
Pennsylvania.
PA. So we'll be doing that for the rest of the summer, and then hopefully just keep up with our Facebook page for when the club actually fully opens again, because I can guarantee there's just not a club that'll give you an experience like it.
Right.
It is really something to see for yourself, and it's always a great time.
Yeah, the place is really cool.
Whether there's 5 people or we're packed house, it's world-class talent every time, and that's pretty much our guarantee.
That's awesome.
So we'll plug the page, obviously, but it's just Church of Satire, right?
Yep. It'll be churchofsatire.com. I'll
Church of Satire on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can shoot us everything. We'll throw it in.
absolutely, including my garage page if you want to see what kind of crazy projects I got going on. I'm always doing something. But no, other than that,
That's
it's been
awesome.
great.
Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, dude,
I mean,
thanks. It's extremely short notice too. I saw you like Tuesday, and I was like,
Yeah.
hey, you want to come do this thing?
Absolutely, and it was awesome. Thanks
It
for
was
having
awesome,
me.
man. Thank you.
yeah. So we'll definitely have you on again.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd be
yeah.
happy to.
Absolutely.
Hopefully the other half will be here then. He can
Yeah.
talk your ear off.
Alan?
Uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We never acknowledged that Alan had to go out of town for something, but he's fine. He's healthy and safe, and he'll be back next week.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah, he's healthy and safe as of right now.
That's fucked up to say, but this
Yeah.
is all wood.
Yeah, he'll be fine. All right. Well, other than that, just want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Rockmill Industries.
Yeah.
Check them out at Rockmill INK. That's rockmillinc.com. They're your one-stop shop for all your needs, anything audio, sound wise, band stuff. They do recording, music lessons, screen printing.
Embroidery.
Hershey AV Solutions are here. Embroidery, like you
Yeah.
said, they just do it all
Tattoo
here.
shop.
Laser Fang
Yeah.
Tattoo.
Yeah,
upstairs.
check out Todd Williams, Laser Fang Tattoo. We're not sponsored by him, but we'll still give him a shout
As
out.
if there weren't enough people talking. We'll just all talk at one time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, can we all say bye at the same time now?
1, 2, 3.
Bye.
Bye.
Fuck you.